Before I gave my life to God, as a teenager and a young adult, I always had this emptiness within me, a void that I didn't know how to fill. We always tend to fill these voids that we have within us with drugs, alcohol, other people. So I did my share of drugs. I wasn't one that would go on a 30-day binge or anything like that, but I was still doing drugs and I was drinking alcohol. And that kept me from completing what God's will. I was all out of control, basically. And actually, when you're doing drugs and you putting your everything into other people, they become idols. And that's what I had in my life. I had idols, and I wasn't putting God number one in my life. Like I said, I was born in a church, so I knew of God. I knew what was right, and I always knew what was wrong. And the Spirit of God would always talk to me when I was doing the wrong thing. And I always felt that there was always something guiding me and protecting me. I ended up getting married. I was married and I was in the Navy for 11 years. Finally, the drug and alcohol ended my marriage and ended my Navy career. I was in for 11 years. And then that was in 1992 when I got out of the Navy. That's when I started seeking God. The first thing I did was I went back to my Bible because I was born in Los Angeles and I was raised in a church. So God was always there calling me through circumstances and through people. But I just chose to run away like Jonah did. I still had that void, still searching for something to fill that empty spot within me. I wasn't putting God first. That's what I wasn't doing. Later in the years, I ended up getting remarried. Same thing. I wasn't putting God first. The drugs and the alcohol and the anger within me needed to be taken care of. The demons that were there. And God, if what you're doing in your life is not built on a foundation of God, God is going to take that from you eventually. So I ended up coming to the mission. I decided when I got here this time that I was going to listen, put myself aside and listen to what God's word was trying to tell me. Through the churches that came into the mission and also the people that were put in my life. All the clients and also the staff members. I try not to talk too much with my mouth. I just listened to what had to be said. And gradually, through the Word of God, and also through circumstances, because God puts us under a lot of pressure sometimes when we need to change. And there was a lot of years that I didn't make a change. And it was really hard and it hurt a lot to put myself aside. But He worked in me and He started changing my mind, taking away a lot of anger, a lot of bitterness, a lot of fear in my life. Fear is one of the main things will keep you from following what God's will and His plan is for you. So I want to thank God for making the changes within my life, because if it wasn't for Him and His word that He sent, I wouldn't be the person I am today. And I know that I am who I am because of Him. Even the trials and the tribulations that I've gone through, the things that I've done, the person I became, it was His plan for me to be who I am. And He can change anyone and He can use anyone for His purpose. That's why I can say today that because He lives, I can face tomorrow. And because He lives, all fear is gone. Because I know that He holds the future and life is worth living because He lives. Thank you.